Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about tonight is another story around Brazil and their, as I quote this article, their gun boom. Just to give you a little taste and teaser, they've had one gun range open every single day in the last 4 years under President Bolsonaro. Now, we've covered this. There's that video linked in the description box below where we hit this, and there was a falling crime rate down from 34%. This is insane, and all because gun restrictions were loosened, and everyday Brazilians were enabled with firearms to defend themselves and their property and their families. This is incredibly important, but I want to update you on what's going on in Brazil, because this is like a freedom renaissance. That is the only way I can describe it, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think in the comments field below. As always, everything is linked for your review, but here's the article, and again, the video for this is down there as well, right next to this article. More legal guns reduced crime in Brazil. Homicide fell 34% after Bolsonaro made firearm permits easier and cheaper. Now, this came out on June 26, 2022. That's when I did the video. Again, down there, it's linked. But let's take a little peek. What's been going on? What's happening? They've got their own SHOT Show. This is a thing, and I'm going to be honest. I'm a little jelly because they've got full autos. Just saying. Brazil's firearm ownership booms and gun laws loosen under President Bolsonaro. Now, this came out yesterday. Okay, check out what is happening. Thanks to President Jair Bolsonaro, a right-wing populist whose hero is former President Donald Trump. NPR is writing this. It's become a lot easier for Brazilians like Carneiro to get guns. Since taking office in 2019, Bolsonaro has issued more than a dozen decrees loosening restrictions on gun ownership for civilians. Keep in mind, the original video that I did back in June was all around the homicide rate falling by double digits because of loosening the gun restrictions from previous administrations in Brazil. This isn't just loosening. We're talking about grass shoots, green shoots. We're talking about a forest of gun rights that is coming here. You don't believe me? Check this out. Quote, expanding the right of the population to bear arms has been one of Bolsonaro's main electoral promises from day one, said Fabio Zammi, a columnist for Folha de São Paulo. Sorry, I'm not Portuguese. A leading Brazilian newspaper, or speak Portuguese. Quote, gun owners are one of his main electoral bases. Sounding familiar? There are still more gun regulations in Brazil than in the United States, including mandatory psychological and firearm safety exams. But now, private citizens can buy more powerful handguns and ammunition in greater quantities. Collectors and competitive shooters can purchase automatic rifles. Hold on. Competitive shooters can purchase automatic rifles. They're kind of stepping on our toes a little bit. We're over here ruining our, our rights with the NFA and the GCA, and they're out here handing out automatic rifles for competitive shooters? Okay, Brazil, I see you. Let's continue. I cannot believe I'm reporting on this. This is crazy. Since 2018, the number of guns in private hands has doubled to nearly 2 million, according to data from Brazil's army and police analyzed by Brazilian security think tank Sal de Paz. Okay, you have seen a growth of Second Amendment in that area. Now, they don't have a Second Amendment in their constitution. They don't have anything like the right to keep and bear arms. That's why Bolsonaro has had to go around the court systems, and he's basically put electoral decrees and said, hey, loosen the restrictions. That's how it happened. But because that happened, you now have one gun range opening for every day of his presidency, which is 4 years at this point. That's a lot of gun ranges. 2 million guns is a lot of guns for a country that does not have a Second Amendment culture. This is a situation, all right? Here we go. Gun stores and shooting tournaments are popping up all over Brazil. They include the massive Schuetzenfest. By the way, we need a Schuetzenfest. Held in southern Brazil, where many people are of German descent, and is a combination of a beer-drenched Oktoberfest and shooting guns. I await your comments. An average of one new shooting range per day has opened during Bolsonaro's nearly 4 years in office, Brazil's OUL website reported. Okay, let's just back this up a second. You're telling me that in Brazil, we had a president come in 4 years ago, the amount of ownership of guns has doubled. They have now able to get automatic rifles. They've opened up one gun range per day of a 4-year term of the president, and they have a party that's a combination of Oktoberfest and SHOT Show? Brazilians are doing it right. Just saying. All right, let's keep going. There's a few more things I want to show you because, again, Going back to the falling homicide rate, this is important, and this is where the lefties here in this country start to make excuses and do some double talk, which I'm about to walk you through. But the country's homicide rate was on its way down even before Bolsonaro took office, says Bruno Langini, the manager of Saúde e Paz. And in spite of this trend, the murder rate here of over 22 killings per 100,000 people was still more than 3 times higher than in the US in 2020, according to World Bank figures. Skirt! Do you guys remember how the left is always saying America is by far the worst gun violence country on the planet? It's because of ease of access to guns. It's because of the epidemic of gun violence. We can't compare any other countries because they're not first world. They're not wealthy nations. However, in an NPR article, you can go, well, Brazil's still more dangerous. There's more gun violence and gun death than the United States. They try this consistently where you have your cake and you try to eat it too. You can't. And that's why we're calling you out on this, because this right here, we have memories, people, and that is why we were reporting on it. And here is a solid quote, which I'm going to send you off the weekend into Monday. Quote, left-wing governments don't believe in the right to self-defense. They believe the state has to defend you and will always be there to defend you. That's a lie. He says, right-wing governments believe in the right to self-defense. Now, that is an everyday instructor in Brazil. Probably works at one of the gun ranges that's opening at 1 per day for 4 years. And that is what I've got for you. So while we are fighting for our rights here in the United States, we've got Brazil over here cracking open the safe and going nuts. And I love to see the freedom. And I hope if you are in Brazil watching this, you enjoyed this newfound freedom and keep on watering that seed, because freedom will follow. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.